Not much. Luckily, I told my boss, I was like, I got a podcast, so I'm gonna have to leave the meeting early. She was like, okay.
Thank you for that.
Of course. I love our podcasts. It's so much fun. Speaking of today's podcast, what was our topic again?
Yeah, I don't know why it didn't pop up there. I'm changing it right now.
Just open topic.
Hey guys, it's your favorite Jedi, BMF Goddess, here with my returning guest co-host, Kiara. Kiara, how's everything going? How are you doing tonight?
I am doing well. I was not doing the best earlier today, but I perked up along the way. So it's the hot chocolate on this nice snowy day. You can't be upset when you get hot chocolate on a nice snowy day.
Right.
How are you doing today, Goddess?
I'm alright. I'm starving right now, but I'm waiting for my boyfriend to get back. Because I didn't cook today.
We do before the podcast.
I was so busy. I was doing so much shit. I was working on like fucking 15 things at once. The norm.
Yeah, I saw. I saw that you were
guys. I took a break to take some video. Just me dancing. I get hyped.
Oh, I saw that earlier too. Sometimes you gotta dance it out.
It gets you hype, you know. It gets the blood flowing.
Yeah.
Tonight we're speaking on one of my favorite subjects ever, video gaming. This is your gaming chick video game hour. Please call in and share your your gaming stories or your history,
or your gaming preferences.
Anything game related.
RPGs.
Absolutely. Kiara, when did you start gaming and why did you enjoy it?
I started gaming at the age of like 4, and that's because Super Mario was my shit. And also my mom used to play all the like Super Nintendo games, so that also kind of got me onto it. My mom was the original gamer girl, even though she doesn't game anymore. How about you?
Awesome, man. I started gaming really early, maybe 4 or 5 years old. Mario was my real first love, which is why I have him tattooed on me. Mario Brothers is one of the gaming pioneers. I've dabbled in pro gaming world, traveling a bit, and being a part of competitions and gaming tourneys. Those were some of the most fun years of my life, honestly. Met so many awesome people in the FGC and seen a lot of gaming history go down. Video gaming is a passion/hobby for me. I'm so passionate about it because it's one of the few things that really gives me joy.
For me, besides the whole being 3 playing Super Nintendo games, I think I started taking video games a little more seriously around 2014, 2016, one of those even number years.
Right.
And it started with me picking up Overwatch, actually, as my first online game. But before that, I used to play a lot of RPGs and little shooter, like role-playing games like Batman and Saints Row and
those games are cool. I like story mode games like that.
Yeah. You would think I would have gotten into GTA. No, GTA ruined one of our relationships, but I'm now just getting into it. It's
oh my God! Well, welcome. That's actually my favorite gaming franchise. I could talk about it forever and ever. Between the whole Rockstar is awesome. Everything. I think I like everything they drop.
Everybody loves Rockstar.
Yeah. Have you played any of their other games? I like them.
I may suck for this, but I don't really pay attention to the companies that make my games as much as I pay attention to the games themselves.
Nah, you don't suck for that. A lot of people just this looks cool. I want to play it. If I like it, I like it. Not everybody. That's not abnormal.
Yeah.
Over
I'm the same way with
164 million.
music too.
What music?
I don't pay attention to when I listen to music. I don't pay attention to the artist. I pay attention to the song.
I feel you. Because there's definitely some artists I don't fuck with, but I mean, like a song that they've done.
Yeah. Like people be like, I hate Cardi, but what do you hear? Bodak Yellow and WAP and played everywhere. But this is about music. Sidetrack always.
Side notes, I love your laugh. It's so adorable. I can't with you.
Oh, thank you. I practiced it for years.
Do you play on PC or console?
PC is awesome, but I play Xbox. Xbox is my main system.
Yes, me, I'm PC-ant. I can't play PCs for my life because my fingers won't allow me to press buttons. And while you can hook up a controller, I don't know, playing on a small screen doesn't work for me. I want to play on as big of a screen as possible.
I feel you.
I'm definitely a console girl.
BMF, Kiara, how we doing? This is the Renaissance. I'm just chiming in. I'm sure you went through a great deal of information. My apologies for the absence. Based off of what I'm seeing here, it looks like you all are fairly new to the stereo application. If this is the case, I would like to extend my salutations to you both and bid you much success in your journeys. Thanks a lot. Renaissance.
Thank you, Renaissance. I think you may have passed by one of my other podcasts before, but thank you. Appreciate that.
We really do appreciate that.
Everybody here. Thank you for being here. Clap it up for yourselves and send your input, your comments, questions.
We do this for you guys. We don't do it for our health. We do it for our mental health.
Here's some facts for you. Over 164 million adults in the U.S. play video games, and 3/4 of Americans have at least one game console at home. As the leading form of entertainment today, video games are integral part of the American culture. You hear that though? Leading form of entertainment.
You know, that doesn't really shock me. You have to think about how many different types of video game consoles have come out. You know, when did video games start? Which I think it started around the 80s was the whole video game thing. Arcades started popping up everywhere. And everything just got super popular from there. So now we went from giant arcade games, which I know people who have those in their own homes, to little console games, to portable games, to portable console games like the Switch, which make no sense half the time. So it doesn't surprise me because video gaming is so it's so various and it's so generalized because you have fighting games, you have MMOs, you have RPGs, you have everything. You have too many types of games. You have mobile games. I started on mobile game. Well, I mean, you could kind of say I started on mobile gaming. I played more mobile games at one point than I had ever played on a console.
Yeah. You could find some pretty awesome games on mobile. I played games on my phone too.
I remember this one time I found a Pokemon RPG game. The Pokemon humans that battled.
That's hilarious. What is your favorite console, if you have one, or your favorite games?
My favorite console is PlayStation, and my favorite games consist of anything Saints Row and Overwatch. Anyone who knows me knows that it's hard on Overwatch.
Saints Row is the bootleg GTA. They tried, but they failed.
So
they'll never, quite be on their level. But it's a fun game. I've played it.
What? All right. So when it comes to, because I like comparing and contrasting video games, and this is definitely a comparison that I like to make because that's why I started playing GTA. I started playing so I can make the comparisons. Now, what I've noticed about GTA is when it comes to driving, everything that they do is a lot more like a stick shift. You know, it's not an automatic, so you kind of got to hit that handbrake if you want to make a sharp turn. Even though you can slow down your gas and then you use the brake normally, I like to drive like a defensive maniac. Handbrake for life. Same thing in my Saints Row game. That was literally just
that's
like
the best way. It's fun.
Yeah. Also, Saints Row I think was also meant to just be like, it was meant to be more story based, as where originally GTA was story, but compared to GTA 5, we're gonna stick to the more recent ones. Saints Row 4 versus GTA 5. And it was meant to be out there and ridiculous, but it's also meant for people like me who can't really
gay for some reason
of GTA or the hood life of GTA. You know, maybe that's what it is. I can't get into those aspects. It's also very much like mafia brain. You kill or be killed. Yeah. Oh my God, the worst is the people killing, the random ones who just like.
It reminds me of an arcade version of GTA or something.
Like,
I have a question for you both. I understand that you all are very well versed in the area of video game entertainment. And I would also like to thank you for your transparency. My question is, do you ever feel like you use video games as a form of escapism? And as you matured into young women, did you find it hard to dichotomize real life from video game entertainment? How did it affect you, or at all, going through different stages of teenage years, interacting with boys? Was that a factor?
In a sense, first I'm gonna start with, it's absolutely positively a getaway. But when I turn on my game system, I'm in that world. I'm in that world where I'm chilling, I'm relaxing. Whatever I'm stressing is not there, and I can fully immerse myself into this game. But no, never have I ever felt, even growing up, like the game had some type of, especially negative, hold over me. It had no like negative effects on my life. Didn't affect me with being social or with dating or with guys or anything. What about you, Kiara?
For me, gaming never really got in the way of anything when it came to guys. If anything, it kind of made it easier to talk to them because you have something in common with them. Like, at our age as teenage girls, no one would have been able to talk about video games except guys. Except maybe that one other random girl who plays video games. And even then, she probably sucked at it. So, yeah, video games, I don't think there's ever been a time where it, like, you know, was like a detriment to my social life. If anything, it helped it a lot. As for being an escape for me, yeah, I think that's what anybody who plays video games sees it as. It's our escape from reality. It's also kind of like our therapy session, because I know I've definitely been pissed off, and then I'm just like, I'm gonna go hop in the game and kill a bunch of people.
Yes.
It helps to get the angries out, especially when someone's like hunting you down, and you should be like, fuck, damn it, we'll kill them. What? Oh my God, I yell at my TV screen. My friends, I can't tell if they're entertained or annoyed half the time, because if I'm dying, I'm screaming at the team that they can hear me, even though I don't have a mic on half the time.
Yeah. Actually, more than 3/4 of gamers that were surveyed say that video games provide them with mental stimulation, as well as relaxation and stress relief. And 74% of parents believe video games are educational for children, and they enjoy playing with their children.
I love the fact that I feel like that stigma has changed. Remember once upon a time when video games made you violent and they were gonna like make you into a serial
I think that's
killer.
why he asked that question, right? Exactly. They could have, honestly, if they could have negative effects on your brain like that, I believe that to be younger minds. And if you're a good parent, then you should monitor what your children are playing or your teenagers.
Yeah, like I do not support any of these parents who be like, my child plays GTA. I remember there was one time one of my friends was letting his kid
I
play
feel
GTA.
you.
Maybe he snuck onto the console. All we know is we walk in, he's playing GTA, and he's in the strip club in GTA. Like, he knew how to drive there and everything. Strip club GTA. And he was like 3.
Terrible.
I was like, crazy. Obviously, she got him off the game, but the fact that he even knew how to get on there. It's ridiculous.
Right. Oh my god.
So I'm a hardcore gamer, and the most favorite game in my life that I play every single year around Christmas time, it's always my goal to finish it before the end of the year, is Mass Effect. Now, I love this game so much, you need to understand that my son's name is Garrus, and my daughter's name is Tali Zora, and we just call her Tali for short. And my wife is all for this as well. I also have my favorite quote from the game tattooed onto my arm, onto the bottom side of my arm, and that is, I will not let fear compromise who I am. And that game has been such an important part in my life that I don't know how I could live without it now.
That's awesome. Mass Effect is an awesome game, and I love that your wife was down for that.
I love the fact that they sound like a gamer couple and then had gamer babies.
That's awesome.
Because you know those kids are awesome. When you grow up with a game for a name, or like a character from a game for a name, that's it. You better be a gamer or you're a disappointment to your parents. I'm kidding. Your kids will not be a disappointment to you.
And for those unaware, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, one of my friends, he loves Assassin's Creed. I thought he was joking when he said his whole life he was gonna name his first son Ezio Auditore, and he literally named his child this. He named his child Ezio Auditore Bussy. I was like, it's not how this works.
Oh, wow.
And you know what? It's a very interesting name. Like, not a lot of other people are going to come out here with Ezio unless you love Assassin's Creed. Then you're all best friends.
For those unaware, Mass Effect is an action role-playing video game developed by BioWare and originally released for Xbox 360 in 2007. It's one of the greatest sci-fi video gaming franchises ever, I think. From its incredibly dense world to its outstanding storytelling, it's truly a wonderful series. However, out of the 4 games released, some are better than others, like many series of games, that come out.
See, the problem is we were raised in a generation that was still getting used to video games and still thought that it was a waste of time and a negative thing. And there were things like Grand Theft Auto and stuff like that that potentially could teach your child very violent things, but for the most part, video games are such an important thing because they bring people together in ways that they never could. I mean, you have 2 people on different sides of the planet playing the same game, and their job is to fight with each other and on a team and support one another. And there's a certain kind of bond that forms there that you can't really get anywhere else except with video games.
You know what?
Absolutely. Couldn't have said it better.
One of my closest friends, through PlayStation actually. Like, I have him on Facebook. I called him my pocket healer because we met through online playing with a few of our mutual friends, and we started bonding, like playing almost every day. And I got better in Overwatch because of him helping me with that practice. Like, it means something to me when you see gamers getting together and helping each other, get better in a game, or like giving each other tidbits and helps and things like that. It really means something to me, and not even just in video games. Like, I also play card games like Yu-Gi-Oh! And so it's really, like, it means something to me when the men in that game, because that's one thing that we all know is that video games, board games, like games in general, are always male dominated. It really means something to me when men come to me and be like, "Yo, you're really good at this game. Do you have any help, or do you have any tips?" Or maybe some of the men be like, "Yo, you're really good at this game, but let me give you some tips so you can be better." Because those are the ones who really care about the game. Because all you want is people to get better, so you have better competition.
Kiara, that's fucking awesome, because that has never happened to me. The opposite has happened to me. Guys have been mad because they were beat by me, and I've gotten called every kind of name in the book. They don't really like losing to women, I'll tell you that. The 40%,
definitely not.
46% of gamers are female and 54% of gamers are male. That's from a study from 2019. So I'm pretty sure it's around the same amount now still. Maybe more.
You know what? That makes me happy, because at one point the number would have been 10 to 90.
Yeah. For real.
Like,
I got a
few video games. You were a boy. Girls saw you as a boy. Boys would see you as a boy. But I don't know. It used to be crazy.
I love playing video games.
Awesome, another gamer chick.
It's hard to find you guys.
What platform do you use, and what games are you into?
What, you guys, if you're listening right now, what is your all-time favorite game? Like, I know that dude said Mass Effect, so I guess he doesn't have to answer anymore. But, like, for the others of you listening, what is your all-time favorite game, favorite console right now? Like,
I got a couple of fun facts about video games that people most likely don't know. Before I answer that, I'm gonna start with the Nintendo Comboy. South Korea put a ban on Japanese cultural imports during World War II, and it wasn't lifted until 2004. That didn't mean South Korean gamers didn't know. That meant that South Korean gamers didn't get to know Mario. Hyundai Electronics distributed Nintendo's product in South Korea. The NES was called Hyundai Comboy, which was superseded by their Super Comboy and Comboy 64.
I have a PlayStation 4, and I play GTA 5. I play a lot of the shooting games, though.
I feel like awesome. Girls, we play a lot of shooting games because we just want to, like, kill shit all the time. We can't kill half the things that stress us out in real life, so the least we can do is kill things in a video game.
I'll probably get a lot of slack for this, but I love Madden. Madden's my shit.
I mean,
Madden was always secondary. Like, I was always into the 2K games, and before then, the ESPN joints. I don't know. I haven't played Madden in a minute. It kind of fell off. I don't know.
Madden and Simpsons Hit and Run.
I played
that game is classic.
Yeah.
It's funny, isn't it? It's
my niece has played it too because her dad hacked some console. I forgot which one of the consoles he hacked, and he downloaded it. I was like, "Oh, this game's actually kind of interesting." Like,
that game is like Crazy Taxi, guys. It's like Crazy Taxi, and it's rated everyone. I got another fun fact. Super Mario and many of the Koopa Leagues for Super Mario games are named after famous musicians. Most people can see the pattern in Ludwig, Iggy, and Lemmy names. What you may not know is Super Mario World's fire-breathing Triceratops is named Reznor, after the Trent Reznor of Nine Inch Nails, who also created the soundtrack for Quake. Isn't that awesome?
That's actually really interesting. Like, I kind of got the Ludwig one. That was about it. I was like, oh, okay. But after that, nothing.
GTA is like my favorite game, though. GTA 5 is like my favorite game that I play.
Yes, another one. GTA is my favorite franchise.
Believe it or not, right?
I can't really pick Which was my favorite though.
GTA that got me to technically make my PlayStation console name. I was trying to get into it for the significant other that I had to leave because of the freaking game.
Oh gosh.
Oh yeah, so you want to hear the story of how video?
You know what? Yes, I do, because I have gone through this too. This is so good. You bring this up. Let me just say, men, if you aren't a gamer, what's wrong with your chick being a gamer? Okay, if she wants to play games and you don't want to watch her for hours, would you rather do that than her be outside doing something else?
But it wasn't even one of those. So, like, I wasn't a gamer yet at this point, right? But I would still play games every once in a while. Now, the reason why I got on GTA was because that game had just came out. I want to, switch off with my boyfriend, whatever the case is, and play it. So I was also supposed to play on my time. Now, the reason why we broke up over the game was because my schedule was I would wake up, say goodbye to him, relax for a bit, make dinner later on in the day while taking care of his grandmother, go pick him up from work, and all I would say is, babe, can we have dinner together before you get on this game? And he'll go, sure. And the second he comes home, takes off his stuff and goes to play this fucking game like I didn't just cook a whole meal.
Oh, man.
Eventually, I got tired of it. I have too many wifey skills and I'm a gamer. Like, I'm the perfect woman.
That's right. You stick to that. But yeah, I've actually had to break up with people or been broken up with because of my gaming. And I thought that was pretty stupid. But, I guess, what can you do? All right. The voice actor who has played Master Chief in every Halo game to date is more famously known as Steve Downs, a radio DJ dating back to the late 1970s.
What's a good PC game?
What's a good PC game?
I hear Fortnite's up there. I'm not a Fortnite player though.
I mean, Fortnite isn't.
I know that's one of the top.
It's a crossplay. It's a crossplay game. So I don't know if you could really consider that just PC. But to be fair, a lot of the console games are also on PC. Because you can even play Call of Duty on PC. You can play Fortnite. You can play.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Like a lot of the online games are PC games nowadays too. So that's really difficult to say.
The ones at the top right now. So. The Witcher 3, Ghost Runner, World of Warcraft, Shadowlands. Those are some at the top too. Hitman 3. I can't say personally because I don't play PC, but these games are, I know that are actually, the most played right now on PC.
Yeah, I used to do that to my boyfriend too until we decided to get our own game systems. So it's not a problem with me now. I have my own game system and he has his own, so it's all good though.
Oh yeah, I've dated guys where we had to have our own systems as well. But these guys I'm speaking about, they didn't want me to play at all. They didn't want to watch me play. They didn't want to play with me. They would just sit there and be mad because I'm going to play. Sorry, dude.
My ex-wife was like that. So my ex-girlfriend, like, I would want to play my games or whatever. I'm still watching.
It's harder with women that don't play.
Yeah. Like, I was still watching my kids and trying to get a job and everything while also playing video games sometimes. And she'd be like, oh, you're on that video game again. And I'm just like, yeah, I am, because I don't get to play often, especially since before I moved here. So can I play my game with no complaints? You have all day to pay attention to me and you chose not to. So yeah, let's go with this one now. I'm kidding, you guys. Me and her have a great relationship now. But yeah, no, I feel like some significant others, if they don't play, if you're dating someone who's not a gamer, they're not going to understand you wanting to play all the time. They're going to want attention and affection like normal people. That's why you date a gamer, because we're not normal people.
Speaking of women gamers, and you ladies were right. me and my wife are a gamer family, and our children would be a huge disappointment if they didn't grow up to be gamers, because they do have gamer names. JK, we would never be disappointed in them. We love them too much. But when we first got married, me and my wife, I was working at Burger King, right? And I pulled a 10-hour day. I was tired, took off my shoes right before I walked into the door, and I was just like, I just want to play Mass Effect. And I took off my shoes and I walk into the door, and there sits my wife. Been married to her for like a month. And there she is on the couch with a headset on, controller in her hands, and she's wearing fucking lingerie. If that is not the hottest thing on this planet, I don't know what is.
That's pretty godlike.
I think your wife definitely got the trophy for best wife in that one. Like, come
And don't worry, the kids, I'm foreseeing it. They're gonna be gamers. That's awesome. That's super awesome.
If your
I
kids
need
are
that in my life.
I'm gonna be disappointed in them.
I've never dated another gamer, really. Like, I've had a girlfriend that used to play like casually, but oh my god, I hope that happens. I'm actually gonna have to set that up with my shorty. Just because he said that.
I am actually dating a gamer. Like, we're not official to lead together, but we might as well be at this point. So one thing I appreciate about is he used to get annoyed that when he played video games, I would sit in the back and I would talk shit. Like, "Ha, you missed this you missed them because you were aiming too high," or, you know, little things. So when his mic started like losing volume and he could finally hear my shit talk, I think he finally got tired of it, and so he gives me my own gaming corner. And so I already have a PlayStation, so he gets in his room so I can play video games or do my own thing. And I think that was, like, to me, that was a really sweet thing, because I'm not his girlfriend by official title or anything like that, but he still created a space for me to do something we both enjoy to do. So just when I feel like hopping on the game, like GTA is the thing he's playing right now. So when I feel like hopping on the game, we'll do something together. Or if I want to progress somehow, I'll start bothering him. "Hey, how do you do this?"
Right. Definitely. Damn, I'm still thinking about that now.
Be like, I can't tell you right now.
Yeah, I didn't like Fortnite.
Yeah, I don't know I know Fortnite, I feel like it's a teenager game, teenagery kid game. So I haven't really gotten into it, but I know the kids love it.
So, believe it or not, there are a lot of adults who love it. It is a battle royale game. Like H1Z1 or Apex. But the difference between all these games is that they have slight changes in mechanics. So, for example, H1Z1 is just straight battle royale, straight shooting. It's like Call of Duty for a battle royale.
Yeah. That's the one I would mess with.
Apex, everyone says that it's kind of like Overwatch as a battle royale. I still don't really see it. Like, yeah, they have little abilities here and there, but I have to play the game to really like understand why people compare it to Overwatch. I see it more as like, I don't know, I had the comparison the other day. I was talking to one of my friends about it, and I can't pinpoint it right now, but I don't know. I don't see it as Overwatch per se, because there's not a lot going on in the game, and Overwatch just has way too much to overload. That's me. With Fortnite, though, the only thing that everybody complains about when it comes to the mechanic of Fortnite is the damn building mechanic. All you use it for is as a shield or to give you height. So when you snipe, and you're sniping from high ground. So it's just that part of the game that I hate. I hate the building mechanic in Fortnite. It's kind of useless besides using it as a shield to me. What else are you going to build a shelter for? You have to also run to the center of a map because a storm is coming. So why are you building a shelter that a storm is going to tear down?
I definitely, I see.
But I
gotta give that a try.
One year. I'm just like crazy.
I'm also super into zombie games, and they have to be good, because some of the ones that have been made are really sketchy. And Left 4 Dead was my favorite zombie franchise, and I've been waiting for another one since. They've come close with World War Z, which is fucking awesome. I would say it's Left 4 Dead in a different package. And We've got Back for Blood coming. That looks fucking amazing. I had a gamergasm watching it.
She had a gamer.
Well, how do you like? What do you think about zombie games? Are you into those at all?
I'm not into them. I just definitely don't like the raw part of it, where they come out of the dark shadows.
Yeah. Yeah, it can get pretty scary.
I don't know. Is Resident Evil considered a zombie game? Like, we have creatures.
Oh,
not
yeah.
necessarily zombies. Like, I don't think they're a zombie game because they're not necessarily zombies per se. They're infected. That's more like a world-ending game.
The zombies are supposed to be infected as well. They've been called that as well. So
yeah, I guess.
Right. It's much better when you are dating someone else that's a gamer. It's better that way. You know, then you won't get into too many arguments or anything.
Yeah, I can agree with that. But at the same time, like my boyfriend now, he games, but he wasn't like hardcore like I am, and now he definitely plays more. But he's always been supportive to my gaming, like very much so. Like he adds to my collection, and that there can be a middle ground. And now, honestly, I've rubbed off on him, so he plays sometimes more than I do. So I'm so busy with work and stuff.
That's always fantastic that he picked up on a hobby you like. In my case, I
love me some gamer chicks, but I'm a confess, I have a big crush on a video game female, and she always be Laura Croft. I always love Laura Croft. That's my video game crush.
She's got and I have to say that game is awesome. Kiara, my bad. What you were saying before?
Well, right now, I don't know anyone who doesn't have a crush on Laura Croft. Like, even when she was PC and triangular, she was still bae, apparently. It was those triangle boobs. It was the triangle boobs for me.
Yeah, I remember that shit.
But before that, for the last one, when it comes to dating a gamer, I honestly enjoy it because I feel like if we had an altercation, let's put this on 1v1 right now. Let's go. Let's play it out. It's the same way I handle my Yu-Gi-Oh, guys. Let's duel right now. I'll lose, but fight me.
Oh, yeah. I used to play that duel heavy. It got kind of fun after a while.
I still play. I still love it.
You need a guy to play video games in lingerie for you?
Not lingerie. It'd be pretty awesome. My girlfriend and my man. Fuck yeah.
As an English professor, your hashtag says Vide Gaming, and I would like it to say video gaming. There's an O missing. Nice to meet you, Miss Kiara, and a big motherfucking goddess.
Nah, it's not big motherfucking goddess. It's bad motherfucking goddess. BMF stands for bad motherfucker. Where I get it from? My idol, Stone Cold Steve Austin, the man. Sorry, I had to correct you. Never say that again.
But we still have to correct
having a gamer buddy for a significant other is one of the best fucking things ever. But it's also, they're very understanding about, certain things. Like you're like, hey, let me play until I get to this point, and they're like, okay. But it's also important that you don't get too distracted by it, So in my house, we have what's called the power play rule. Basically, so for example, if I were to walk into my wife's gaming room, well, the Weeb room, as we call it, and she was playing, and I said, hey, honey, can I get your help for a second? If it's a game that she's able to pause and she just ignores me, the power play rule states that I'm allowed to walk up to her computer and shut it off, because you are not allowed to ignore your significant other or children in the house due to video games.
I fucking love that.
He's awesome.
You know how many times I turn on my significant other's console? Like, if you don't help me right now, the game goes off. I think I've
First
done that
of all, what console do you play? That's one. Two, hit up Kiara and I on Instagram. It's on both our profiles.
Yeah,
that way we could exchange information and maybe we could get a game going or something. And for the last guy, I didn't mean to come off mean. If I did, first of all, that's what bad motherfucker stands for. So that's me. But if I did, I didn't mean to offend. Okay.
Yeah, I have
in this spectacular run, the Pantheon. The art is stellar, the very combat is delightful, and the progression systems are inspired. Hades Revenant, how a story can unfold in a game meant to be played over and over again. Now available only on Switches, macOS, and PC. And those are your top 10 games of 2020.
All right. I got a fact for you. The first video game, the Game Boy version of Tetris was the first game played in space. In 1993, Tetris traveled aboard a rocket Mir space station where it was played by Russian astronaut Alexander Sebol. The game was later sold at auction for $1,000.
So what I'm hearing is the first game played in space was a game that was made in the 80s, in the year that I was born.
Awesome. It's pretty awesome. I like
For
those
those of you who
facts.
don't know, I was born in 1993. Literally the day before 1994. Are you blowing into your mic?
So, what game are we talking about?
Currently, no game. Previously, I was talking about the top 10 games of 2020. And then before that, Fortnite. And then before that, GTA. And then we were talking about Last of Us and Call of Duty. We've talked about a lot of games, sir.
Right. Check your messenger, Kiara.
Yeah, White Time Rabbit is all one word.
Gotcha. I wrote that down, so when you get a game request, you already know. I'm gonna check these messages, guys. Send your messages, because I'm gonna shut this down in a few minutes.
Yeah, I play Call of Duty games also.
Call of Duty's dope. I mean, they came out with a few duds, but that franchise is gonna live long and strong. I tell you.
Laura Cruz, that should have been hot. That would have been hot.
Right? They took the Spanish out her name.
She probably would have had
Originally
around her butt and triangular butt cheeks too.
But some people say that certain games are trash because either they don't know how to play the game or not even that good at it.
That's true too.
Honestly,
you guys know who you are. You losers.
I get that a lot when it comes to Overwatch. Because people be like, Overwatch is trash. I'm like, why? Because you can't play? And they be like, oh, because so much happens. That's the point of a video game. It's to distract you enough for you to learn what to pay attention to and to strategize. Duh.
Yeah. You guys ever played the Prince of Persia? Ubisoft's long-running and highly successful Assassin's Creed series was actually going to be a spin-off of that game, the Prince of Persia. It was told the story of a female assassin tasked with protecting the prince in Jerusalem. After roughly a year of development, Ubisoft rejected the idea, and that's where they started working on Assassin's Creed. But I love the Prince of Persia. I used to spend hours on the game as well, as well as Assassin's Creed.
I have definitely
played either.
I have definitely played. Which one was it? I played Brotherhood, and my brother. He's an Assassin's Creed fanatic, so I've definitely seen the gameplay for almost every Assassin's Creed out there. I also want to get the Ezio trilogy because I feel like the Ezio trilogy was definitely the best ones, you guys. I don't care what anybody say. Yes, Altair was a great assassin, but
a lot of people say that.
My favorite, like.
Yeah, I have yet to try it out, The Last of Us.
You should. Get on that, boy.
I love that people always put the game at the
Do you guys remember playing PlayStation Home? On PlayStation,
what she said?
No. She said something about playing on PlayStation Home, and I vaguely remember what a home is, but I definitely never got to play it, so.
Y'all ladies need to do the Generation Challenge. The Generation Challenge is when you take the first video game that was ever made, in the 70s, I believe, and then you pick one game that was developed and made every single year after that up to 2021, and you play it all the way through. It's like a year of playing video games, and sometimes even more than that, but it was one of the funnest experiences I've ever had in my life. It was so cool to go through the video games one generation at a time and to see them evolve into what they are now.
That's pretty godlike, and I definitely dust off my old systems sometimes, or even play the old games that they allow us to download, which is not the same as the systems, but I definitely feel you on that. That's awesome. Something everybody's tried.
Yeah, I don't know if I have access to all those games because that's a lot of games.
It is. You could kind of, I guess, improvise with what you have.
PC gamers can have access to any game that they want, basically, because y'all download it onto emulators that are on your console, on your technically portable computers, and on your computers. There you go. So I don't know what the fuck is going on anymore, but yeah. So PC gamers definitely have it a lot easier when it comes to accessing video games, I think, because if you're a PC gamer, that means you're low-key a hacker, so you definitely knew how to get your games.
Most of the games in the Generation Challenge can be found for PC, by the way. So you don't have to worry about getting all the consoles.
See, I called
you just answered that. Yeah.
I called it. I knew it was
That must have got a late response. I've asked that already.
I love Prince of Persia. That's one of my favorites back in the PlayStation 2 era.
Yeah, Prince of Persia, dope stuff. I could totally see where they got Assassin's Creed off that, because they adopted a lot of the gameplay as well. But guys, if you have nothing more to add, we're gonna end this here. I thank you guys for joining us. There's definitely going to be more gaming talk in the future, so stay tuned. Check me out on YouTube. Search BMF Goddess.
Yo, Prince of Persia, I remember having one of them for GameCube, and then I had another for PlayStation 2. Yeah, hell yeah. That game is iconic. So iconic.
That's yeah, definitely iconic. I agree.
Also, you guys, I just want to throw in really quick that if you choose to follow me on Instagram, which my Instagram name is the same as my stereo name, I will be doing a WeChat Wednesday, which is me going live on Instagram answering people's questions.
I love Prince of Persia.
All of the more gaming talk in the future, so stay tuned.
That game is iconic.
Instagram name is the same as my stereo name. I will be doing a WeChat Wednesday, which is me going live on Instagram answering people's questions and giving them an insight to my life. So feel free to tune in.
Yes, absolutely. Follow Kiara and BMF_Goddess on the IG. Thanks, guys. The force be with you.